What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Vibe Sport Forward back here on Blues Fans TV for another preview. Southampton, big game, another 3 points needed, and we creep up the table. Not exactly, but we creep behind Leicester and Man United. I'm joined by my boys Nuno the Man and making his debut on here, Pav, who is also co-host on my channel. So show him some love. The Canadians are in town, and we're here to talk about the starting lineup, which has already been announced. So no wasting time. Let's go straight into it. I'm just going to pull it up for you guys right now. Just give me a second. All right, let's have a look at this. Ooh, I'm going to start with the debutant. Pav, thoughts on the lineup?
It's a bit odd, for sure. I think Christensen being taken out. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi not starting. I think Jorginho not starting. I think those are all weird selections, but we do have to keep in mind, we do have a game this Tuesday against Atletico Madrid. Plus, after that, we have a huge match against Manchester United. So I'm thinking Tuchel's probably rotating the squad a little bit. Hopefully that's the case. But he does like to experiment, as we've seen. And hey, if we get a win today, I'm not going to be, angry or anything like that. But at the same time, I do think that this lineup does make it a little bit difficult for ourselves. But that being said, it's still a decent lineup. We should still get a result with this lineup.
Father's Banner account, dropping a little donation. I think it is a bit strange, but at the same time, it's still a strong enough squad for the Premier League. It's still a strong enough squad that we've seen. All of those players are players that we've seen play. Kante has had his time as well on the pitch recently. Who else have we got? Obviously, the dropping of Callum Hudson-Odoi hurts me, as I'm the biggest Callum Hudson-Odoi advocate, but I can see the complete reasoning behind it. The guy's got probably he's going to play most of the Atletico game, most of the Man United game, and those are big games. This team can pull off a Southampton win, so it's going to be a win-win situation should we win, if that makes any sense. Nuno the Man, talk to me about this lineup.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I too was a bit surprised by this lineup, but like you said, this lineup should be beating Southampton, regardless of who we start. And I think Thomas Tuchel, rightly so, has Atletico and Man United in his head because those are massive games. And we're seeing some players who are world class. Obviously, the return of N'Golo Kante. He's had a couple of shaky performances, but it's N'Golo Kante, And one thing that keeps surprising me is Kai Havertz. He's not even on the bench.
Hold on, this is really weird. So, guys, if you're tuning in, you can see the title is saying Havertz returned or something like that. I put because I thought Havertz was returning. It was clear in the press conference that he was gonna be back. He's not even on the bench. What's going off there? What's happened?
I don't know. Maybe he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Or,
he was.
Yeah. So maybe. Yeah, he was in training the other day, so maybe it's not 100%. We don't know, or maybe he's being rested. I don't know if he's being rested. I don't know if Tuchel has any plans to put him into the Atletico or United squad. So I don't know, but it's a surprise and it's a shock because he's one of the guys that I really want to see play more games.
Yeah, he's the one guy that hasn't had ultimate game time under Tuchel, and one of the guys that we want to see how he fits into Tuchel's 11 because we didn't see the best of him under Frank. There was a lot of ifs and buts, laziness, this and that, and etc. But yeah, we thought under Tuchel, maybe the way Tuchel's playing right now, the style he's implemented instantly into this Chelsea squad. I mean, within 24 hours, the man implemented it into the Chelsea squad. You would have loved to see Havertz play a bit more of a get some playing time, but I don't think it is anything of deep. Probably you're right. It's got everything to do with injury. Let's stay on that Havertz topic, Pav. Do you think under Tuchel we're going to see like the revival of my guy Havertz?
I think we already saw in the Wolves game. He was a lot sharper. He had a lot more of an idea of where to be at times. He was much closer to the box, which I love because that's where he's supposed to operate. That's his forte. That's his area. Let him operate in that final third. And we could already see him doing that. And based off the Wolves game, I was extremely excited to see what he'd do under Thomas Tuchel. But unfortunately, injuries have prevented us from really seeing him develop under him. That being said, he is back in training. There is the Atletico game. There is the United game. It could be just a mixture of both. It could be a mixture of Tuchel prioritizing those games, and it could also be injuries again. So
yeah.
It's going to be very
I see a few people on the comment section now talking about Tammy Abraham starting. Obviously, we saw him being taken off with a bit of a knock. Was it in the last game, wasn't it? Yeah, it was early in the last game. Giroud came on. Yeah, for this game, I thought we'd see Olivier Giroud. Southampton, not a unphysical side, if you want to put it like that. They're a good side. They can defend. I say that, and then I remember they lost to Man United 9-0. But they're a Premier League team that can surprise you. I thought Giroud would be starting. I really did. I thought he'd hold up the line, get in behind, and Werner would have a bit more freedom. But I don't know. What do you think of that, Pav?
When you say Giroud could get in behind, I mean, I don't think that's in his brain at any time.
Maybe in behind was the wrong word, but I mean, like, sort of hold up the line. Maybe that's the right word for it. Oop, my light went off.
Well, Southampton are an excellent pressing team, but they are vulnerable in behind, and I think that's something that Timo Werner can take advantage of. I think, as we saw, 100%. Unfortunately, when Tammy got injured against Newcastle, he was capable of making runs in behind. And listen, as much as I may question Tammy Abraham's footballing ability, he's a great striker. And also, these last couple games, yes, obviously there was the Burnley game. But against Newcastle, I was seeing encouraging signs. So hopefully he can replicate that similar type of performance where, again, like, he's making those intelligent runs, he's causing havoc, he's actually making his presence known. I'm hoping that happens. And just with Timo Werner, he has to play like how he's been playing these last couple games. So,
yeah, what's your thoughts on it, Noah? With Tammy and that.
I thought it was going to be too soon for him. I thought that the injury that he picked up against Newcastle was a long one, but evidently not so, because he's right back into the starting lineup. And I agree with Pav. He did show promising signs in those first 20 or so minutes that he played before he unfortunately got taken off injured. And Tammy's one of those guys that, he has a goal in him. Like, he'll just, like, I don't know, be missing for like 70 minutes, and then he'll score a hat trick out of nowhere. And he's one of those guys that you put in the box and he scores in the box. He's a striker, like we said. He's a fantastic striker. His overall footballing ability is what's being called into question, but you can't take it away from him. Tammy Abraham is a fantastic striker. He showed that last season. He was our top goal scorer, and yeah, I think with time and with the more matches he plays, his overall game will improve, and we're slowly beginning to see that. I mean, even under the latter stages under Lampard, his hold-up play began to improve, and now he's got a better coach in Thomas Tuchel. So the sky's the limit for Tammy Abraham, definitely.
MFG452 says, this lineup is so bad. That front three has zero tech, just kick and run merchants. Well, I think again, on the I just have belief, man. On the Tuchel, even our weaker sides, I have belief to see something. We didn't see the best of him on the Barnsley game, which wasn't a promising sign, but I do believe that adaptation is key, time is key, and that's what we're going to see. That rhymes. I got bars for days still. Ooh,
jeez.
That one's
trappy,
Right, listen.
Let's go back coming out, bro.
Bro, I'm waiting on you. I'm trying to get you on the feature, bro. Come on. If you want to see more of me, Pav, and Noah spit bars, make sure to subscribe to my channel, which is linked in the title.
Sir.
I'm gonna be doing a live watch along actually, so you can spit bars. You spit the factual part. No, but that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
facts,
the factual.
We need the integration of the facts. Them ones there. We can't just keep flipping random raps from me and Noah. We need the actual facts. But yeah, if you want to see more me, Noah, and Pav, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be doing a watch along, and we do our 90+ show, which is after the game, which is always good fun, isn't it, lads? We have a good laugh.
So much fun. So much fun.
Keep it on that fact of going back to the back line. Let's have a look. Mendy is back in goal. Just like Thomas Tuchel says, Mendy is still the number one. I love that he didn't beat around the bush. He didn't BS. He just went straight to the point. Look, we're starting Kepa. We're keeping his confidence going. That was the last game. He played good against Barnsley. That's why we're playing him again. But Mendy is still our number one, and Mendy will be back in the next game. Happy to see him back, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. That's a quick one to move on because I think we expected that. What else is there that stands out? This man here, I think this man's a talking point. I want to see him come off the bench and see if he's got anything in his pocket today. No, what do you think? We expecting a masterclass substitution performance from Hakim Ziyech, as we call him.
Ziyech. I sincerely hope so, because he's such a baller, and he's been unfortunate with the injuries that he's picked up. He's had a couple of good games, but I think he's been overwhelmed. And he himself said that, which is normal for any player who's coming from a different league and coming to the Premier League. We know how physical the Premier League can be, and he has struggled. And I want to see him play more, because he's such a baller. One-dimensional maybe, but that dimension is world class. Like we say all the time, that wonder of a left boot. Like, he can create something out of nothing, essentially. And all these rumors that are saying, "Oh, he's going to leave," and it's too soon. Like,
same happened with Pulisic.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. And Thomas Tuchel, and I love what we were saying. We were talking about his press conference that he had. He's so, like you said, Food, he's so straight to the point. He's so frank. He took responsibility. He said the reason Hakim Ziyech is playing is my fault. Isn't playing, rather, is my fault. And he took responsibility for that, because he's still new to the job, Thomas Tuchel. He's getting to know his players, and he's going with, I don't know, the form that he sees, not just on the training ground, but in game situations, and he maybe is scared to change a couple of things, which is fine, which is normal. And Hakim Ziyech has suffered, but I don't think anybody should be worried. Hakim Ziyech will come up trumps for this club. He is a baller, and I have full confidence in Thomas Tuchel that he will get the best out of him, 100%.
Yeah, I hope to see that, and I think Pav, no one mentions there a one-dimensional game, which I've said plenty of times as well. Is that a matter of him now? Obviously, I've made so many videos of talking about him needing to adapt to the Premier League. Is it a matter of Chelsea adapting to his playing style and going off that? What do you think?
I mean, I think Frank's playing style suited him perfectly, because it was basically just crossing, and that's his forte. But
yeah,
I mean, listen, I love that Tuchel was the one who took responsibility for Hakim Ziyech's form, because he could just be saying, "Oh, Hakim Ziyech hasn't impressed me these last couple of weeks. That's why he's not starting." Instead,
that's what we saw in Frank, right? Remember yesterday?
Yeah, and listen, I feel like it's a lot, because you're seeing all these players and the way that they talk about Tuchel after the games. And I look at comments like this. This is probably the best way to build camaraderie between the manager and the squad, to sort of tell them, "Listen, I'm here in the trenches with you. I am one of you guys. I am just as capable of making a mistake as you guys. So you guys have to trust me, and I'll trust you, and we're all in this together." That's the key to leadership, because Tuchel's in a leadership role. That's the key, is to be in the trenches with your troops and don't ask them to do something that you yourself wouldn't do, in the sense of, don't hang me out to dry, I won't hang you out to dry. We're all in this together. We're a team. So I love that. I think with Hakim Ziyech, he just has to get sharper, because as we saw against Barnsley, I mean, he did not look sharp whatsoever. He was playing through balls to the wrong opposition with his touches.
It didn't look like, he just looked like, honestly, and it feels weird because I know Hakim Ziyech's levels above Barnsley, but he looked like he was like just past his level. It looked like he couldn't compete right there, which was strange because that was Hakim Ziyech. He just looked out of his depth. But yeah, I agree with you. So the Beast says, "Oh my God, I watch these guys on TikTok." Well, you're watching us on Blues Fans TV, so make sure to subscribe on Blues Fans TV and also subscribe to Viper Sport to watch more of us. Okay, let's see. When we switch to 4 at the back, he will be our left back and he will slap. I think they're talking about Chilwell being dropped again. I don't know what to think about that anymore. It's like it's like 4 or 5 games in now under Tuchel, and is it 5 games in? I think 5th game in right now, and it's another game we're seeing without Chilwell. We're seeing Alonso start as the wing back, which suits Alonso very well. I don't know if it suits Chilwell, more of a defensive type player. I don't know. He went up quite well as well. So yeah. I don't know what to really think of that situation anymore. I can't really say it's a matter of Tuchel figuring the team out, because it seems like I can kind of see a pattern now happening of what type of players he likes picking. So I don't know what's going to happen with Chilwell. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's interesting to see both Emerson and Chilwell on the bench, both left backs. So I don't know what Thomas Tuchel's thinking there, but Chilwell,
I didn't even realize that. No Zuma.
Zuma starts. Zuma starts with Christensen.
He started, bro.
I'm so dumb.
Oh, Fuad.
Sorry. I had a cup of water. I've not even had food. I jumped on here straight away.
Bro,
Allow
it's
me.
six.
Yeah.
It was 6:30 when I jumped on. Okay, I literally
It's not a
just.
problem
Jeez.
for you, Pav. You have knowledge all over your brain. Like you're spitting all day, every day. You knew the lineup before it came up, so it's all
Yeah,
right.
I did.
On the worst
Marina
time
phoned
zone.
me up, so
Yeah, you got
Jeez.
contact with Marina, haven't you? So it's all
yeah.
right. It's cool for you.
Jeez. And
I'm
like,
assuming Giroud and Shaw start against Atletico. What do you think? Do you think Giroud's going to start against Atletico? Biggest game of the season.
No idea.
Come on,
I
bro. You've
don't
got
know
Marina
either.
contact. You should be telling me this.
It's probably the best option we could go with because Atletico Madrid are such a great low block team.
Yep.
He's probably
Yeah.
the best to put in there over Tammy Abraham.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that would probably be the best option for me. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens against Atletico Madrid. I'm so excited.
Very.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, I'm not nervous about that
Yeah.
game. Like, I love the Champions League for what it is, and this is what the Champions League is: going up against the best best teams around the world. A bit unfortunate that we're getting them in the last 16 because if we go out, it's like we could have at least quarters, semis. Why couldn't we get an easy draw? But it's better to go out against a bigger team than it is to get shocked by a smaller team in the last 16, which we can't be asked for because it leaves us angry for the rest of the season. So either way, it's perfect because it shows what Tuchel can do. It'll be an incredible compliment to Tuchel's managerial ability should we go and defeat Atletico and or at least put on a really tough game against them. As we know, they're doing really good in their league. So yeah, it's going to be very intriguing. Make sure to stay tuned for that as well, which is Tuesday at 8 o'clock, I think, 7:45 kickoff. Yeah, 8 o'clock kickoff. Fair enough. Okay. 9-0 Chelsea, says Battle Reader. Brother, if we get a 9-0, it's gonna be a vibes. I think their manager's gonna get sacked. How many 9-0s can they, take, man? Yeah, 9-0.
Yeah, I think
Go on.
I was just gonna say on the back of the whole 9-0 thing is because Pav was saying it before, Southampton are a very high pressing team, which leaves them susceptible on the counter attack. And it's just a shame that they've been embarrassed twice. But it's a very distinct style of football that they play, which does leave them relevant and open to those sort of things. So I think Ralph Hasenhüttl is a fantastic coach. He's a great coach. I mean, we know, we've seen this. He pulled it off at Liverpool, But yeah, that's where we can hit them. And I mean, I've been crying for this Thomas Tuchel side to batter a team ever since, we signed. I just want that feeling to.
You're
like,
impatient,
batter a
innit?
team
No,
like
that's your thing. You're impatient. You haven't
I'm
seen.
very
You're not
impatient,
enjoying.
bro.
Yeah, you're not enjoying the slow progression. I see a slow progression from the first game, which was pretty boring, to like right now. I'm seeing a lot more of a style being formed, and I can understand when you say it's boring. We need to batter a team. I do agree with you. We need to go out there and get a solid 3-0, solid 4-0, and really completely outplay a team. Let's talk about a bit about the midfield then. Kovacic, fantastic as always. Happy to see him start. So strange, right? Earlier, and look at Pav's smile. Look at Pav's smile. It was so weird earlier in the season. Remember when Kovacic was getting dropped, and we were talking about this guy's one of the best players in this team. Like the versatility he offers, the energy he offers in the middle is something we don't have in other players. He's like the Eden Hazard of our midfield, literally. The way he'll run, the movement, he's fantastic. So it's always great to see Kovacic back in that team. Usually alongside Jorginho, which is not happening today, probably because of the main reason of Atletico and the Man United. But N'Golo Kante is not a very bad second man to go to at all.
Not at all.
The only iffy part is he hasn't looked the greatest in recent times. But again, another big chance for him to see, look, in the Premier League, I know what I'm doing. I got it on locks. Let me handle this. And I'm finally understanding Tuchel. I mean, there's no relationship issues or anything. We saw how Tuchel was so happy with him after that last game and just going up to him. Like, he was like treating him like a baby, like trying to grab his cheeks. But, yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see. What do you expect out of that midfield, Noah?
Yeah, it's sad to see that Jovicic has been broken up because they've been playing so well recently. But like you said, N'Golo Kante is N'Golo Kante, and on his day, he's the best central defensive midfielder in the world. He just hasn't been on his day consistently enough in recent years. But yeah, I expect big things from this midfield. Obviously, from Mateo Kovacic, player of the season last year, rightly so. what a guy he is, Mateo Kovacic. Like he's just
I'm gonna cut you off 1 second.
brilliant.
MFG's been on a mad one today. He's been calling like half the squad. He's been calling half the squad out. His latest comment is Kante is washed. We should sell him in the summer to Inter if they're stupid enough to buy him. Now listen,
Oh,
first
wow.
and foremost, if we sell him, there has to be a bit more of an understanding what we're doing, who we're bringing in. But the way you've put it there, my friend, I've got to say I heavily disagree with you. Would I want him to go? Not necessarily, just because of his beautiful smile. But I do think still, look, he's turned the corner, but he's still N'Golo Kante. We can still expect something. If we do sell him and get a very, very, very good deal out of it, where we get a good player as well, I wouldn't be too mad. But it's not like that he's washed. We need to sell him. They're stupid. It's not like that. Come on. Kante is still world class and one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion.
He's not a CDM though, Noah. I expected better from you. That's how we met.
I know. I baited you out there. I did that on purpose. He's not a CDM.
Yeah.
But when he plays there alongside with somebody else, obviously,
in a pivot,
he is the best.
Yeah.
In a pivot. Yeah.
Yeah. And Tuchel understands that. My one worry with N'Golo Kante playing is we saw just how panicky it gets whenever he comes on and how we seem to lose control of the game. And I think while N'Golo Kante does have some pressing attributes, it does concern me how many fouls he gives away now. But Jorginho can pass out of that press. And that's an extremely underrated trait for a player to have. And I think for him to be out of this lineup, listen, the positive of Thomas Tuchel managing this game is that he's not afraid to make changes. If he sees something wrong, if he sees a personnel issue, he'll make changes. So if he's noticing that Zuma's extremely nervy on the ball, or Conte's extremely nervy on the ball, or Alonso's not playing very well, or whatever, he's not gonna wait. He's not gonna sit on his laurels. He's gonna actually go out and make a change, and I really like that.
Yeah, 100%. I see someone here saying, "Have you heard about Pulisic's younger brother joining the academy?" Listen, if he's anything like Pulisic, and then I'm all for it. I'm excited to see if he has actually joined. I've no idea if he has or hasn't. I've not heard anything. If we make any balls near the box, Ward-Prowse will bury them free kicks. Yeah, that's true.
That's my worry with N'Golo Kante.
We cannot.
Oh yeah, that's actually a very good point there. Pavel, why don't they just hire you as Chelsea managers? Why don't they just hire you?
Bro, we've been saying this for like the best part of 9 months, bro. Like Marina, if you're watching the stream, which you probably are, knowing our fortune over recent times. This man, assistant coach, what's going on?
Innit? Get him in there. Get him in there. Must sell Alonso this summer. I don't care. Maru, come on, brother. Have you not been keeping up with what's going on? The geezer's actually playing all right now. Wing back dings. He's just doing his thing. He's out there in the box, chesting it down like a prime flipping Mario Götze in the World Cup final. Yeah, I love it. The guy's doing all right now. I have Mount scoring alongside Timo today. Yeah, Timo Werner. We're seeing a slow progression back to his starting to show his ability. Yeah. Sorry, I just put MFG's comment back on again. I didn't mean to. It's literally the Kante cut. I don't think it is, mate. We're very honest with Kante. And the honesty is he's turned the corner, but he's still a very good player. You know, Alonso over Roberto Carlos, says someone. No, Roberto's my boy. No, I can't be saying that. Roberto's my boy.
True. Sorry.
Jorginho can't handle pressing, says Aniello.
I think Aniello was referring to a previous comment that said that he can't handle pressing, and I think that's bullshit because you can't be pressed if you don't have the ball, and if he can get rid of the ball quickly, I mean,
true.
Yeah. What do you have to chase?
Tuchel is Pep and Klopp's love child, says someone.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I see where that comes from. How do you think Kante and Zuma will do against the press? Question for you boys.
No, I'll let you take this one.
How do I think they'll do against a press?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oof. We know that Kurt Zuma on the ball isn't exactly a sentence that fills you with great joy. And N'Golo Kante, like we've been saying, I think N'Golo Kante is very press resistant, but as long as we get rid of the ball quickly enough and we move the ball quickly, I don't really see it being an issue. It's when we dilly-dally on the ball that, Southampton or James Ward-Prowse will nick the ball off us and set through Danny Ings, and we're done for. So if we move the ball quickly, we don't dilly-dally on the ball, I don't think we're going to have many issues. And these guys are world-class players, let's not forget. So hopefully, if everybody's on their A game today, it won't be a problem.
Yeah, just to remind you guys, after this show, Lewis will be live on Blues Fans TV watching the game, so make sure to tune into his. I will also be live on my channel for the game, doing a live watch along, Viper Sport. It's in the title, so go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to watch me, you can come and watch me. If you want to watch Lewis, you can watch Lewis, or you can watch both of us at the same time and enjoy both of our beautiful, beautiful faces. Moving on, Zuma finally starting. I've got any other? Actually, you know what? We'll round a bit of it up with a prediction, boys. What are we going for?
You know I don't do this, man.
I'm gonna ask you. Guys, we did a Premier League preview show with fans of other friends who are fans of other clubs. And at the end we did a big prediction round. Pav barely gave a prediction. This man did not give a one prediction. He was like, "Yeah, they're gonna win." Here's my problem with Pep.
Nobody's gonna score.
6-0 Southampton. That's what I said. Because Anthony Taylor refereeing, and God damn it, do I hate that referee.
I'm gonna go for after what I saw. I can't remember what my prediction was yesterday, but my new prediction right now, it might even be the same. I can't remember, but after seeing the lineup, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Chelsea win.
I'm gonna stick with mine from yesterday, and I'm gonna go 2-0 Chelsea.
Okay. And Pav's just a Chelsea win. I'm never gonna ask him.
I honestly think that if there was a game for us to concede against an opposition player, this is probably the game. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's mad. We still haven't conceded against an opposition player. That's crazy.
Still stays the case.
Yeah. Well, stays the case without no Rudiger own goals. Absolute massacre. Top-notch quality finish in the bottom corner. Oh my gosh, you haven't seen nothing like it.
Stick him up. Stick him up.
Clinical.
And it's so clinical, bro.
Stick Alonso and Rudiger up top, and we're gonna get a fantastic game. That's what we know.
Haaland? Who needs Haaland? Who needs Haaland?
Yeah, who needs Haaland? Haaland's hot. Listen, Haaland might be scoring 39 goals in 40 games or whatever it is, but can he finish it like Rudiger in bottom bins in his own net?
No, he cannot.
No, he can't. He doesn't have a fucking patch on him.
He can't do that. But listen, boys, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you guys for watching the warm-up, as we call it around here, the warm-up show for the Chelsea games. We will be back live before the Atletico one. I'm going to be tense for that one. It's going to be a brilliant show, and also Man United. So 2 big warm-ups coming up. But other than that, make sure to tune into Lewis's live stream straight after this, and if you want to, tune into mine on my channel as we do a live watch-along. And then if you want to join the post-game show, you just need to join I can't even pronounce it, but it's Patreon. I don't know how it is.
Patreon.
I always get it wrong. Patreon. Join the Patreon, not the Patron. That's an alcohol beverage.
I was gonna say, bro.
Yeah, go and click the link and join, and then you can be part of the post-game call-in. We'll hear what you have to say. But other than that, enjoy the game. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll catch you guys very shortly.